Honestly guys, I haven't had this much fun with a single watch for a long time. Let's do it. Hey guys, it's me again, the wrist guy. Welcome to this new video. Today I would like to talk to you about two very cool watches. Those are the DOXA Sub 300 and this one is the DOXA Sub 300 Carbon. Before I start, let me tell you that DOXA lent me these two watches to make a video about them, but my opinion is completely unsponsored, so this is my honest opinion. I wanted to make a video about this watch because of You're Terrific, a very talented guy here on YouTube. He makes one of the best watch related contents out there, and he made a video about the DOXA Carbon in orange, and he is completely right. And I was like, damn, I need to take a look at this watch myself. And here we are. And he was completely right. This watch just blew my mind. And yeah, maybe let's start with the two different models. So we have here the regular stainless steel version, and this one here is the forged carbon version. And guys, I just have both watches here to show the difference, but the carbon, guys, this is where it's at. So DOXA has been around since 1889 and they have been famous for their diving watches. They've been famous for their dive-inspired vintage-looking pieces because they got famous in the 1960s and 70s for their diving watches. And they are not doing anything else. Their whole lineup just consists of dive watches, diving-inspired watches, and they all look kind of the same. They all look very old, they all look incredibly quirky and weird, and that's what makes them so funny and special to me. So the case is a tonneau shaped case. It's not round, it's not square, it's tonneau shaped. If you don't know what tonneau shaped is the shape that you see with Richard Mille watches. It is a very weird thing, and weird is a theme that you will notice throughout this whole video and throughout these two watches. The case has a nominal size of 42.5 millimeters, which sounds big, but actually the lug to lug distance, so the total length of the watch on your wrist, just hit the microphone there, is 45 millimeters. So the watch is shorter than a regular Rolex Sub, but wears wider, and I don't know if it's larger or not, which is very weird in itself. And if this was not enough, the case, in this case, is made out of forged carbon. Forged carbon has been done by shredding carbon fiber pieces and then gluing them together with some form of resin and then forming them into the case shape and then baking it. And it is an incredibly cool looking thing. And it's not even the case, it's the crown too, and it's also the bezel. And the bezel is something that is very special with these two watches. First, let me introduce you to the case of the steel version. This is regular stainless steel, whereas the carbon piece has an all matte finish. The stainless steel piece has matte on the upsides, is polished on the sides, and has a polished bezel around the glass. The strap is a regular rubber strap. It is nothing to write home about. It is nothing special, to be honest. It is a solid regular rubber strap. The cool thing is that you can actually change this, and the lug width is very short. Let me just measure it, 1 second. We have a regular lug width of 20 millimeters, and you can just change it out. But the regular strap, it needs to be cut to size. I don't know, nothing to write home about, to be honest. But the cool quirky thing is that it says DOXA right on the edge. You can see it here, I believe. The clasp is nothing special. It features a double trigger system and a adjustable diver's extension tool. It is okay. As I already mentioned, nothing to write home about. The clasp, by the way, is made out of stainless steel, but is black PVD coated. Same as here. But the logo and the name DOXA could have been more crisp, to be honest. But on the other hand, at this price point, it's plenty enough. It's okay. But the one thing, guys, that makes this watch very special is the dial and the hands and the markers. So the dial is so fun because it is very small. The markers are all rectangular and square. We have nothing round in this watch, nothing, not even the second loom pip is round, it is square. We have a date window at 3. And what makes it very weird is that we have the logo at the top left and the text Sub 300, in this case diving star, at the bottom right. I don't know why anyone would do that. Top, middle and top bottom is usually where it's at. But in this case, it's this kind of diagonal shape. It is very weird. It looks weird. It looks very quirky, and it gives this watch an incredible amount of personality and character. Combined with the hands, which are very, very straightforward, nothing special to be honest. This whole dial is on one hand very, very tooly, and on the other hand so fun and so quirky because of the color, because there are a lot of different colorways of this watch. We have light blue, orange, black, silver, yellow, so on and so forth. And in the steel variations, the minute hand is also the same color as the diving bezel. And the bezel, guys, is something extremely special about DOXA and this watch in particular. Because DOXA could have easily just made a regular diving bezel, which I'm very glad they did not do. So the bezel is very easy to grip because it is not that flat on the case. It stands out quite a bit. And this whole coin edge there is very easy to grip even with wet hands. So the one thing a diving watch has to have perfect is the bezel. And they really nailed this one. And the bezel action sounds incredibly crisp. Let's take a listen. It is just so satisfying. It's a different class. You cannot compare it with Tudor, Oris, whatsoever. It's on a different level. Maybe on a level with the regular Submariner or something like that, but it's on a different level, especially for that price point. And it's not only the hardware and the action that is incredible, but it's also the scaling on the bezel. Because unlike a regular diving bezel, we do not have one single scale. We have two scales. The white inner one is the regular timing bezel, which you can find on every dive watch, but the outer bezel is very special. Because you see, in the 60s, the US military had a diving table where you could look up how long you could stay under the water at a certain depth without having to decompress when ascending back to the surface. What that means is when you are too deep in the water for too long and you have to ascend, you have to make stops, because then you could get, I don't know how to call it, diving sickness. And to prevent that, the US military had a diving table. For example, 100 feet, which is 30 meters for all the regular speaking guys in the world. So 100 feet or 30 meters has a diving time of maximum 25 minutes. If you stay shorter, you have no problem to ascend. If you stay longer, you have to make decompression stops. And how DOXA did that was they implemented this table onto their bezel. So what you are doing is, first you have to fix how deep you want to be in the water. For example, let's take 30 meters, 100 feet. So at the start of your dive, you have to turn the bezel onto the minute hand. Then you can, on the inner scale, see how long you have been under the water, and you can track your oxygen levels, regular. But on the outer bezel, you have to see where the 30 is, because the 30 is right above the 25 in this case. So what that actually tells you is that you can stay maximum of 25 minutes in this certain depth without getting a decompression problem. So there you can, on one hand, see how long you have been under the water, and at the same time, you can also see how long you can be in the water at this certain depth, which is an incredible cool thing. And that just, I don't know, that just gives this watch a certain kind of character, because I have never seen it on something else. I don't know what this is, but this watch to me is just pure fun, pure swimming, diving, vacation, beach. It's just, I don't know, it just combines these whole summer feelings in one single piece of thing. I don't know, it's just so fun, and it's so quirky, and it's so comfortable on the wrist as well. So the DOXA Sub 300 Carbon has a retail price of 3,790 euros here in Europe, and I believe this is a great value for money. Just to have the information complete, the movement in here is a base ETA 3-hander and a date movement, but at least it is cost certified, which makes it very, very accurate. So guys, that's been it. Please let me know in the comments how you like the DOXA Sub 300 in carbon. I just believe it's an awesome watch, to be honest. And most frankly, I should have never filmed it because now I want one for myself. Please let me know in the comments how you like this video. Please like and share and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one, stay healthy. Bye bye.